Have you ever driven somewhere and suddenly realized you don't remember the drive at all? Or reached the end of a day and could not clearly explain what you actually did? That's autopilot. It's when we move through life automatically, repeating the same habits, routines, and decisions without really thinking about them. And the truth is, many students are living this way every single day. Today, I want to show you why living on autopilot is holding us back, what life could look like if we become more aware of our choices, and how we can start taking control of our daily actions. So let's begin with the problem. Living on autopilot might feel normal, but it comes with serious consequences. When we're on autopilot, we stop making conscious decisions. Instead, we fall back on habits, often without even noticing. According to the American Psychological Association, a large portion of our daily behavior is habitual, meaning many of our actions are not active choices. In fact, researchers explain that habits account for a substantial portion of our everyday behavior. I noticed this myself. There was a point where I realized how much of my day was happening without me ever thinking about it. I remember finishing a full day. Classes, assignments, household chores, work. And when my wife asked me at the end of the day, how was my day? What did I do? I honestly could not explain what I had done in detail. It all just felt automatic. It's like I had been busy all day, but not really present in any of it. And that's when it hit me. I was not in control. And that's how autopilot becomes dangerous, because it does not feel like a problem when it's happening. It feels normal. It feels comfortable. And that's exactly why it goes unnoticed. One unplanned day turns into habit. Habit turns into routine. And that routine turns into a lifestyle. After a while, it doesn't even feel like we have a choice anymore. It just feels like life. Now imagine something even bigger. Here's something we don't usually think about. Imagine yourselves years from now, much older, looking back on your life. You remember the big milestones, but when you think about your everyday life, it feels blurry. Not because nothing happened, but because so much of it was just automatic. Days turn into weeks, weeks turn into years, and instead of clearly remembering how you spent your time, it all just blends together. You start to realize that a lot of your life wasn't even chosen. It just happened. That's the real risk of autopilot. Not just wasted time, but missed awareness. Missed moments. Missed opportunities to fully experience your own life. Autopilot shows up in small decisions that add up. For example, agreeing to things automatically instead of thinking about your priorities. Staying in routines that feel comfortable but don't help you grow. Moving through conversations without really listening. Letting your schedule fill up without deciding what actually matters. Doing things out of habit instead of purpose. Now, over time, this leads to lower productivity, increased stress, poor time management, and a lack of direction. Even more concerning, researchers at Harvard University found that people spend nearly 47% of their waking hours thinking about something other than what they're actually doing. As psychologist Matthew Killingsworth explains, a wandering mind is an unhappy mind. So not only are we distracted, but we're less satisfied with our lives. And here's an even deeper issue. When you live on autopilot, you're not even deciding what happens in your life. You're just following whatever pattern is already in place. So what happens if we break out of that pattern, I want you to imagine a different kind of day. You wake up and you take a moment before jumping into your routine. You think about what actually matters that day, not just what feels urgent. As your day goes on, you notice when your focus starts slipping and you adjust. You take breaks that actually help you reset. You make decisions based on what you need and not just what you're used to doing. Picture how different that feels. Instead of rushing through your day, you feel more steady. Instead of reacting to everything, you feel more in control of your time. You start to notice things, conversations, opportunities, even small moments that you would normally overlook. You're more engaged in what you're doing. And because of that, your days don't feel productive, they feel intentional. Even small shifts like this can change how your day feels. Research in behavioral science shows that when people make more deliberate choices, they tend to feel more motivated, more focused, and more satisfied with their outcomes. Students who are aware of their choices often use their time more effectively, feel less overwhelmed, have clearer priorities, and feel more confident in what they're doing. Instead of days blending together, each day starts to feel more distinct. You're no longer just repeating routines, you're actively shaping how your time is spent. And over time, those small changes don't just improve your schedule, they improve your overall quality of life. So how do we actually make this change? Breaking out of autopilot doesn't mean completely changing your life overnight. It means becoming more aware of what you're doing and making small adjustments. Step 1, build awareness. Ask yourself, did I actually decide this? Step 2, we interrupt the pattern. Change something small. Your routine, your environment, your approach. And then step 3, we replace with a better choices. Shift from automatic reactions to more thoughtful decisions. And remember, this doesn't have to happen all at once. Change happens in small shifts. One better decision, one moment where you pause, one time where you choose differently. And those small changes build on each other. Over time, they create new patterns, ones that actually support your goals instead of working against them. Now, some people might say autopilot makes life easier, that mindless habits create efficiency. And that's true. But efficiency doesn't help if it's taking you in the wrong direction. Autopilot should support your life, not quietly control it. So what can you start doing today? Well, here's my challenge to you. For the next 24 hours, notice one thing that you do on autopilot. Just one. And then change it. Pause before you act. Question a routine. Choose something different on purpose. Because one day, you're going to look back on your life, not just on all the big moments, but on the ordinary days in between. Those days will either feel clear and meaningful and purposeful, or they'll feel like just a blur. Like something you passed through instead of something you actually lived. So don't let your life become something you barely remember. Pay attention to it. Take ownership of it. Learn to stop and smell the roses. Because your life isn't built in huge, life-changing moments. It's built in the small decisions you make every single day. And when you start choosing those moments, you stop living on autopilot and you finally start living your life.